Hello, everyone, and welcome to Creating an Effective LinkedIn Profile. I'm Stephen Bruce, an associate at the Mountain Park branch, and I'll be your guide. So I have open my LinkedIn profile. We're going to talk about what goes into an effective LinkedIn profile. So the first things are what I would call your first impressions. These are things like your pictures and your headline and your URL. Now, you did notice that I said pictures, more than one. You have both your profile picture, which should be a headshot of yourself with a neutral backdrop. If you need a professional headshot, I suggest you book an appointment with our learning labs, where we have all the equipment necessary to take a picture of yourself that is professional with a neutral backdrop. We even have a handy guide to taking an appropriate photo. However, beyond just your profile photo, there's also your background image. This is where you have a little bit more room to express yourself and to just show a connection to the rest of your profile and your personality. So mine I set as books because I'm set in a library profession. Another important element of your first impressions is your headline. Your headline defaults to your last held or current position, but you can do more than that. This can be changed to more directly market yourself and provide insight into what makes you stand out from others with your same title or experience. So if you've already set up your account, if you need to edit this, you hit the edit icon right here, and then it will pop up. And here you can change your headline. Notice that this doesn't change your current position, which will still show your actual job title at your current place of employment. Also, be sure to change your URL. Up here, there's the option Edit Public Profile and URL. If you select this, this will allow you to change your URL to be something more professionally appealing than the default LinkedIn profile, which will have some numbers in there and possibly even some letters. Change this to be as professional as possible, ideally just your first and last name, but if that's already taken, you can try adding your middle initial or maybe something like your degree abbreviation. So the next items are ones that I would call the self-description. This is for your summary and your skills. Here you're going to tell your story, provide value to your potential employer, show concrete examples of your skills, show how relevant your skills are, and try and slip in some keywords. Not buzzwords, however. Let's talk about this some more. So your summary is down in your About section. We're going to talk a little bit more about what your summary actually is. So your summary is your story, not your resume. When they're viewing your LinkedIn, this is a chance for recruiters to learn a little bit more about you, not to review your particular talents or skills. The goal of your summary is to engage the reader with your career path, your goals, and your experiences. Talk about what you learned at each job, how it impacted your path forward, or how you made a difference. Your skills and experience can be found elsewhere. This is the best place to show the personal side of your professional growth. You can also view this as a value proposal to the reader. What do you excel at, and what makes these areas important? Provide numbers when you can. Giving a quantifiable impact you made helps show the value of your work. Now, supporting the summary are your skills. So your skills and your endorsements allow you to show off concrete examples of your skill set. It's possible to add up to 50 skills if you want. However, you may wish to focus on skills most relevant to your career and your future goals. Having too many skills can make the section cluttered. LinkedIn is only going to show your 3 most highly endorsed skills. As you can see, my profile only has a few endorsements on my skills because I haven't been using LinkedIn for very long. So the last component of an effective LinkedIn profile would be the networking elements. So these are things like your connections and your endorsements, who you know, and your verified skills. So we talked a little bit about skills before. So as you can see, I have several skills listed. However, I've only received endorsements on the one set. Now, these 3 that I've received the endorsements for are the ones that will show up. It'll always be your top 3 endorsed skills. In my case, it's only 3 at all. However, you also see something that in my creative writing the person who endorsed me is highly skilled at this. This is because he has received a great deal of endorsements for that element and that skill. Endorsements lend weight to the skills that you claim. This lets recruiters know that it's not just you say you're good at creative writing, it's you're actually good at creative writing, and these are all the people that can verify it. Connections work similarly to this. These are how you will get your endorsements. So you manage these by going to the My Network page. Connections are important to any good LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is, after all, a networking site. Connections are how you build your network of professional contacts, which increases the reach that you will show up in search algorithms, especially as you get endorsements and recommendations from your network. A good way to receive endorsements is to give endorsements. People are more likely to reciprocate endorsing you for a skill if you've done it so for them. Try reaching out to your coworkers, former associates, past supervisors, or anyone else that you've worked with. Let's talk about some additional tips. Another way you can increase your visibility on LinkedIn is to engage with posts. However, the biggest thing you can do to help recruiters find you is to set yourself as open to work. What this means is, if you go to your profile, you have a selection here where you can say you are open to finding a new job. If you do so, you can set some job titles that interest you. So it has my default library associate, or I might also want to move up to becoming a librarian. So I can select that as well. If there were additional titles that interested me, I can select those as well. You can add some additional information, such as the benefits and pay you expect to receive, which helps recruiters know if they can find you. However, they don't see the specifics. They only see whether or not they can meet those needs. If commute is a concern or you're unable to move, you can also select things like your zip code and how far away you're willing to drive. You can set your preferred schedule. And then lastly, and this one is important, you can select who it's visible to. So we can make it recruiters only, so only people using LinkedIn Recruiter, which is a specific type of profile, or we could say all LinkedIn members. And then you would say add to profile. And I'm going to say no thanks. And you can see now the open to work banner has appeared on my profile image. And this lets anyone know that sees me that I am open to working another job. Regardless of whether you're looking for work or not, in order to have the most effective profile, keep these steps in mind. Also, be sure you fill out your profile in its entirety. LinkedIn's algorithm primarily prioritizes those that have a complete profile over those that have partial ones. So this is the most important step you can do. I hope you found this helpful. And if you're getting started with LinkedIn, I do recommend you check out our other YouTube video on taking a professional headshot. Thank you, and I hope you'll join us again.